Aha! So my son has metavision. Let's see if this really changes the game. Thank you to our fellow patrons, Redwolf4765, and the Gym Lord, and Sean. Another thank you to our $3 members, Wakana Plays, and Redwolf4765. And a very big thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha and Idemokami. And a very big thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. Now, beyond this breakdown / live reaction to chapter 218 of Blue Law, please remember to leave your on the ton chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that little notification supposed to miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also I do have a Patreon down below, each one for as low as $1 a month to get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now let's hop into the live reaction. What's up guys, all Tonto here, and here we are on chapter 218 of Blue Loco, which is known as Game Changer. And I'm intrigued. Obviously, I'm a little bit behind on Blue Lock. I've specifically been avoiding the chapter so I can live react to them genuinely. So the only thing I know is I heard something crazy happen recently with Aiku. I'm going to assume that's metavision, and I'm going to assume that's what the game changer is, but who knows? Enough assumptions, enough wasting time. Let's hop right into it after this sip. Drink your water, folks. Editing me. Ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, for a fact, I have it on me, and I keep it on me at all times. And considering this is peak lock, guess what? I'm pre-drawn. I'm gonna keep it up. Until the last peak lock proves to not be peak 1 week or one chapter, then I will keep pre-drawing it because it's just peak lock. I know it seems so hasty to do on the first page of a chapter I haven't read yet, but I don't know. Blue lock has just been hitting, and I think it's literally impossible. I'm not sure what. There's nothing unless like the owner guy came out of nowhere, scored a hat trick, and like took over all. I think there's no way for peak lock to not be peak. But let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Just how Isagi easily got to the loose ball with metavision. Nico easily stops Isagi with a vision similar to metavision. What's the secret behind Nico's newly found vision? That's a good question. I love it, Duma. But that is actually a decent question because obviously we learned, and of course you're screaming that. So I'm gonna do the thing I didn't want to do. I'm gonna put you down here while I talk, and I'll pick you up when I need to actually read. You earned this. You've earned this. Now you're gonna be down there. I'm gonna be down there in the depths thinking about what you did, being loud. But regardless, a big thing that I gotta remember, and I think we gotta remember, is that metavision isn't like a real thing. Like, remember when Isagi brought it up to Noah, and Noah was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, Noah, #1 striker in the world, probably another user of metavision, didn't, like, know what metavision was. So, thusly, Isagi calling it metavision makes sense. Us calling it metavision makes sense. That's what it's been classified as for us as readers. But, like, in verse, metavision is just a name Isagi came up with, like, that. Because it analyzes the meta nature of the field and how certain players play and stuff like that. So metavision makes sense within the context of its name, but it's not actually a common thing. And we've already seen variations on metavision. One from like the subconscious variation of it, Isagi's variation of it, Kaiser's variation of it seems super duper different. Like notably, the only 2 times we may have seen Kaiser using metavision is one, the snake eye that he had, or the cat eye, whichever one you want to consider it. But even then, that could be more of a predator eye thing, which we also know is another variation of special. Like there's so many different types of vision within Blue Lock that who knows? Maybe Nico doesn't actually have metavision. Maybe he just has no. He has the same crosshair design that Rayo had. So like, I'm thinking it is just metavision. But let's see. Let's take a gamble. Let's take a look. Let's take a golly-ander. I'm sorry. The computer. I'll see. I'll test it with this video and I'll test it in editing. And tell me, can you hear it? Because I can hear it and that bothers me. But I'll see if I can do something in editing today. Make sure because unlike some of my other videos where I can like put the computer halfway across the room, that's usually when I'm talking about spoilers, and that's completely different. That allows me to like pretty much ignore the sound it makes. It's on the other side of the room. But now it's screaming as it do. It be like that when it be like that, especially when it be like that. In fact, I can't think of any other solution. Let's just do it right now. To think he stopped me. Oh no, to think he stopped my plan. It stopped it. It can't be. Nico, you can also use metavision. I. What do you think, Isagi? What do you think? What do you think, Isagi? What do you think he has in his kit? I love Nico, bro. And like, admittedly, the only design thing about Nico that always throws me off, even though I admit it feeds into a lot of his cool moments, it's the hair. It's there. And notably, maybe it's just the jealous part of me. Maybe it's the me that like, hi, fun fact, my hair, I don't think it's ever been long. No, it's been longer because like there was a major global event that happened to shut down all the barbershops in my area. So for a while, I think the longest my hair's ever gotten was this. I think that was it. And that was literally because I had to go months without a cut. Like, that was the worst my hair has ever been. And the longest it has ever been. So maybe I'm just jealous. Maybe I'm hating. Maybe I'm hating on Nico because my hair could never be that long. But, like, dog, how do you see it? But at the same time, I like it because, one, it diversifies his design a lot in comparison to a lot of other characters who either have one eye covered or no eyes covered. And, or it also allows for, like, cool moments like this where you see the eye of light poking out of the darkness, which is something you only get with that hairstyle design. So I think it works. I think it works a lot. It's just like at the same time, I'm not the biggest fan of what it usually looks like. Like this looks so stupid to me. Like, what do you see right now? How does this help you? How are you going to be a watchtower when you literally can't even see anything? But regardless, let's see. Metavision. What's that? Yeah, okay. So that is how it be. No one actually knows. Interesting that he would tell Nico this though mid-game. Like, let's see. Yeah, Isagi's gonna say so. Like, why would I get it? Someone brought up the point because I mentioned, well, Isagi, you just got this new tech. Maybe you don't want to tell Hiyori about that, but telling Hiyori, telling Raichi, telling people like that, like, oh yeah, you'll want to do something like this with your eyeballs in order to make it work well. That makes sense within the context of them being on his team. I'm sorry. It is so very hot where I am now that I need to be consistently drinking water. I will instantly dehydrate. And also, if I think my computer's making noise, my air conditioner and or my fan make even more noise. So I'm recording in pure heat right now. But with that being the case, there's no reason you should tell Nico this. If he's asking you what's that, you shouldn't go, it's a way to use your vision. No, bruh. Keep your mouth shut. Don't snitch. Don't snitch on yourself. Because, like, I get it. You want your own teammates to have the tech. But if Nico don't know what it is, then just chalk it up that he got a fluke stop and pressed you, and then leave it at that. Leave it at that. Though, admittedly, I think it is too late. Like, that's the counter thing I say to that. It's too late. Like, he has it in his eyes. He's got the dog in him. Like, you can't rip the dog out of Nico now. The dog is already downloaded. Like, he's already got the dog DLC. So I don't think stopping Nico at this point is going to be a possibility. I think we're kind of just stuck out of luck at that point. He does have metavision. Now he's going to be using it. But, like, from an in-universe perspective, there's no reason to explain metavision to Nico right now. Afterwards, sure, go wild. Nico's going to be on his team again after this game in PXG. That's when the Egotist, whatever, whichever one it is. The Neo Eagles League is over. The NEL is over, and then they're all back on the same side again. And in fact, they'll be playing against some of these people, presumably, in the U20 World Cup. But at the moment, while he is your op, primarily your op so far in this game, especially, like, sure, other people have been getting in the way, Lorenzo's been getting in the way, but, like, Lorenzo's mainly Kaiser's op. Nico is Hisagi's op in this game. There's no reason to even begin to clarify metavision. If I asked, oh, you can use metavision, and my homie said, what the heck is that? I'd be like, oh, never mind. See you next play. Okay, so he doesn't know what it is. At least keep it on the subconscious level, because that's one of the big things about Nico and Hisagi. They're good subconsciously. Some of their best goals, well, not best goals, because, I don't think have we ever seen Nico even score a goal on screen? We know he has scored them before. Everyone wanted to beat Blue Lock Man, and we know he became the scoring king. I don't think we've ever seen Nico score a goal, but usually most of their best plays have come from when they're acting purely on what seems like instinct. But these guys are thinkers. They be thinking all the time, and to give him an active piece to think about like this is not a good thing to do right now. He's like, this is not wise. For someone whose whole ability right now is centered around seeing the future, this is like, period, point blank, the worst thing you could do to yourself. But, let Hisagi cook. I ain't gonna knock his hustle. Let Hisagi cook. Let's see. You can capture anything that happens around you within your peripheral vision, and simultaneously process and analyze everyone's movements on the field. Which is interesting, which is very, very interesting. I think metavision is going, I guess, nerf is the wrong word. I think metavision is going to get power crept. Like, it's going to get power crept pretty decently. Or it's not going to be like an exclusive piece of people's kits. It's going to have to be bolted on to like other things, and it's going to become super common. One, because obviously it's already becoming common. Like, Kaiser already has it confirmed. Sei's already been implied to have it. Rin's most likely going to have it. So there's 3 right there. Obviously, Isagi has it. Nico has it. I'm assuming Aiku's going to get it. In fact, you can even argue that we've already seen Aiku with some sort of metavision because, you know, the crosshair design that Nico, Rayo have shown was also shown way back in the U20 game. So he's likely going to get the DLC. So, like, metavision is going to be wide reaching. And I feel like a big weakness of metavision is that you need to know the player specs before you can use it optimally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, you can't use metavision to predict how a player is going to move if you don't know how they're going to move. That's why I think metavision, once the U20 World Cup arc starts, unless Isagi does have like tape on every single opponent he's about to play, he's going to run into a lot of situations where he just like can't use metavision as optimally, or he's going to have to like start evolving it on the fly because he doesn't have the data. Like, sure, you can tell how the field's going to move if you know how your opponent can move. But if you think person's going to go at X speed and they suddenly go at Y speed, your prediction is going to be off. Like, the difference between 10 second, okay, that's really, really high. Let's be generous. A difference between a 12-second 100-meter dash and a 11-second 100-meter dash in terms of predicting where someone's going to be is massive. Just 1 second off in terms of speed. However, I don't know the exact numbers behind that, but 1 second in variation can completely ruin a prediction, completely change the state of a race. Heck, even half a second. If you're a sprinter and you know a quarter second can be massive in terms of changing. That's how you go from like sub 11 to over 11. Like that's just a quarter second. That's how big these things can be. So I think metavision, with how many people are getting it and how many people are implied to have it and how many things or how many variables that are going to be introduced by the time of the U20 arc, I think metavision is going to get power crept, which makes me wonder what's Isagi's going to cook. What is he going to cook? Is it just going to be higher levels in metavision? He's going to like just keep leveling it up? Because I'm not sure. He obviously has the ambidextrous thing that he's going to be working on. He still has to cook with that. Obviously, he doesn't have it to the full potential that he would like it, but still, I feel like that's not going to be enough. He's going to have to cook a little bit. Let's see. I see. Just now, I only did was track the ball, keeping an eye on your movements. Since I saw you and the ball in the dangerous spot, I dashed forward, even though it meant going against our game plan. Tapping the chin, going against the game plan. I'm sorry, it's still very warm. But regardless, that's going to be Uber's downfall. Ego is going to destroy Uber's. I think that's what's being planted here, because it's either going to destroy or save Uber's. That's the thing, because going against the game plan works in moments like that. Like, stopping Isagi there is great. That essentially killed the offense. It killed the offense entirely, and now they need to reset into the next play. That, fantastic. But remember, Snuffy's like, we can win as long as you guys stick to the plan. Trust me, we can do this as long as you guys stick to the plan. But if people start developing metavision, if people start going a little bit crazy, a little bit bonkers, and what they see contradicts what they've been told to do, and they start moving in off-kilter ways, and like metavision users need to start stacking on other metavision users. Like, the big issue we saw in the previous game against Manshine was that metavision users can see the same point in the field and get in each other's way. Like, the main example I remember, I forget who had the ball, but specifically remember that panel where Isagi and Kaiser, boom, like they immediately show up and they like nearly crash into each other. Like, whoa, what are you doing here? Like, they both saw the same point. And even happens again. It happens specifically. I remember this point. It's when it's when Nagyu's going right before the five revolver fake volley shot before he goes to what many people call his best goal in the series. That was another scenario where Kaiser and Isagi, both with their metavision, just appeared and were like, yeah, we're right here. And while that can work sometimes, we see it can fail. And sure, we haven't seen it on a defensive level. Well, actually, no, that was a defensive level. In fact, both times we've seen it is when both metavision users were playing for defense. We know that can be a fall apart kind of thing. So I don't know. It seems like Snuffy may have to rein them in. Because if they start like, it's gonna sound crazy, if they start acting on their own accord, if they start believing in Ego's philosophy all over again, then they could really get in their own ways when it comes to operating optimally within this circumstance. Interesting. That would be an interesting way to write Uber's downfall, where it's really the individuality that. But then again, I don't think you would want to write it that way, because obviously Blue Lock's all about individuality. So that's going to be super. I'm very interested to see the course of this game. I think this is the most interested. The only game, obviously, I'm more interested in is PXG, because PXG, it just has too much in it. It has too much that I'm excited to see. But this one's interesting too. Huh? That's it? Seriously? This guy, he used metavision subconsciously? I wonder if Isagi noticed that Reo did it. Like, we as the audience noticed that Reo did it, because obviously, the crosshairs. But like, I wonder, because it was so late in the game too, I wonder if Isagi noticed that like metavision can be activated subconsciously, because you can definitely argue there are points every single time Isagi got the puzzle pieces pre-metavision are points where he used metavision subconsciously. So I wonder if he can like pick up on that. But now Nico's gonna go from subconscious to conscious usage, and that could be a mixed thing. Like, you're breathing manually now. That's right. Take a deep breath and now breathe manually until your body automatically goes back to subconsciously doing it. Yeah. Someone did that to me the other day. I didn't like it, because then it took me like 15 minutes to reset back to regular breathing. But that's the thing. Sometimes you want your body to operate subconsciously. I know it's weird to say, but sometimes you want like, can you imagine if you had to pump your own blood? Thank the Lord you don't have to. Can you imagine if you had to like digest intentionally, like it just wasn't a passive process that happened within your body? Like, maybe the activation of Nico using active metavision will be his downfall, but I still don't think this was the wisest decision he saw. You'd tell him that. But let's see. Oh, you're right. This is the first time I saw the field this clearly. Interesting. All right. Right now, using my movements in plays as a hint, his brain and vision are going to evolve to a whole new play level. Okay, but you also told him just how to do it. Like, you gave him the blueprints. And obviously, this is not something that's going to work consistently for everybody. Is like just a legitimate impossibility. Like, I don't think magically in any sort of fancy way, shape, or form that Nico's going to immediately leap to perfect metavision usage. It's just not going to happen. In fact, it's probably going to have like, I'm assuming there are levels to it, like subconscious, active, first level, which is what we saw Isagi when he first activated metavision. Second level, which I assume Kaiser's at. Like, I believe he has a higher degree of metavision than Isagi did in the base. He said, "Welcome to my world," when he found out Isagi was first using metavision, but I still think Kaiser's is a bit higher. Then you have protagonism level, which is where Isagi was using at the end of the last game. So there are levels to it, but I don't know. I'm interested to see how the levels compare to each other. But let's see. That's gotta be the thumbnail, and that's what I'm saying. Like, look at it works. It works for like shots like that, like the eye cover, the eye being hidden beneath the hair, so you get the glowing flame. Like, it works. The design works well. It's just so stupid. I have friends, and notably, I tease them about this all the time, but they also tease me about not being able to grow hair. So it's like, don't worry, we do even teasing in Pennsylvania. But regardless, like I have friends who also have like super big fringes. Like, they straight up can't see. Like, I've asked them before, can you actually? They bump into stuff all the time because they just can't see, but they like the look. But I'm like, how can you like the look of something you can't even see? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just, once again, maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe this is just a pure, unbiased hater in me. But gosh darn it, but here it looks so cool. My friends can't do this in real life. They can't do that over their fringe and suddenly they have flames coming out. So I don't think so. I don't think it worked in real life. Let's see. Metavision, huh? Interesting. Yeah, like, should have given him the tech Isagi, but I guess you could actually use that against him. We use this again. What is it? It's a Sadusky clip. Like, we use that against them. Like, because hypothetically, it can kind of work, like, seeing into the future's future. Like, if he can like guide Nico and be like, okay, I know what you're going to be looking for because I use metavision too. So I know what meta burst point you're going to be looking for. But guess what? I'm going to look for the meta burst point from that meta burst point. So, like, I guess hypothetically, he could use that to his advantage. Essentially turn Nico into an asset, like he does with other people. Like, he turned Yuki Maya, someone who was against him, into an asset as well with metavision. So I'm interested to see him use a metavision user. But then again, we've seen him do that. We saw him do that with Kaiser. He did use a metavision user against themselves with metavision. So this is possible. It is very, very possible. I'm intrigued to see how he's going to do that. But let's see. Nice, Nico. Even though you broke formation, went off script. That was a great tackle. Yeah. So even Haiku is like, I don't know about that, buddy. Maybe you shouldn't have did that. And that's the thing. It really comes down to a question. If you had a plan that had 100% certainty of success, but you saw another way to achieve that same goal sooner, and you knew that chance was also 100%, would you take it? Would you take I mean, I guess it's not the easy way out. You need to be able to see, spot, and be able to execute that plan. It's not an easier way, but it's technically the wrong way. Like, I'm not sure. There's no way I can make a distinct comparison to it. But, like, it's kind of like, it's kind of like this. You should cross the street at the crosswalk, and only at the crosswalk. But there are no cars around, and you can jaywalk right to the other side. Like, is that better? And is it like situationally better, or is it always better? Like that's essentially what's going on here. We need to figure out if Ubers is willing to jaywalk and if that jaywalking will ever actually work out in their favor. But let's see. Get back in formation. Okay, Haiku. All right. How do I voice Haiku? Get back in formation. Get back in formation. I don't know why I'm giving him this voice. I'm not gonna give him that voice. I feel like it's more Lorenzo's voice. But interesting. So Aiku's more down. Once again, I get that's the weird thing though. You feel like Aiku would be also right next to Baro and being super against like pre-made plans and formations and stuff like that. You think he would be like all against that because what was his whole story? His whole story was, oh, I just followed what my coach said obediently and didn't rebel. And thusly, I'm not in Blue Lock, and these guys are out here becoming the striker that I always wanted to be. So it's interesting that he's willing to submit here, but I guess he is a businessman. That's what Snuffy was like. Hey, yo, just treat this like a business. I'm just your boss. That's all I am. I'm just your boss. So you gonna listen to me? We gonna make this bread, and we gonna keep it pushing. So I guess that's the case here, where Aiku's just thinking of it from a pure business standpoint. But let's see. With this game, I'm gonna evolve even further. Interesting, very interesting, Nico. Let's see if you can cook. Metavision. Oh no. He got it. He got it. Yo, he got it. That's probably the thing. I bet that's what I heard. That's probably what he got better. He got it. He got the DLC. He got the DLC. He got the Metavision DLC. I see it now. Yeah. So he also overheard the explanation. And we know Aiku was a guy who already like operated on percentage chance calculations. Like we see that a lot in the U20 game. So him getting a conception of Metavision, Isagi, you may have just buffed your two main ops. That was not a smart idea, but let's see. Oi, Isagi! Don't lose the ball so easily, you idiot. If you had kept the ball, we had a good chance of scoring. Right? I mean, you right. That's true. Indubitably so. But where were you, dog? It's your job. It's your job to protect the two stuck-up princes, as you said yourself. That's your role. Because that is my role. I cannot do. I can barely do it. I used to be able to hit a mean Mickey Mouse, but now I can only hit the but I can't. I can't do it anymore. It always sounds so shaky. It sounds like Mickey committed a crime or something whenever I do his voice now. I can't do that. And I can't do any Kingdom Hearts voices to save my life. I've probably listened to that series in particular so much that I'm shocked I cannot actually reproduce any of its voices. But I like to imagine that every single time I could make a "that's my role" joke, it would be from the foretellers from back cover. But I can't do any of their voices. Least of all of us. I can barely do female. I can't do female voices. No, I was about to try. But I know I can't. I feel so bad whenever I'm reading what ifs or scripts and stuff like that, or versus battle openings. It's it's a female character speaking. I'm like, tend to make my voice extremely high. It does not sound like that at all. But still, I'm awful at it. But let's see. Oh, Raichi, sorry, my bad. You actually knew what I was planning? Yo, why is he be insulting everybody? Though admittedly that was a subconscious insult. Can you imagine? I'm not sure about y'all. And now I think about it. The only team game I really play is Smash. I know I don't necessarily play a lot of team games, but I specifically like. Can you imagine if you're playing Smash with somebody and like you perform a play or like they like say? I specifically remember this is a scenario that happened once. I was playing Pyra because I had random got Pyra, and I down smashed on them, and I was gonna not down. I down aired them, landed, and was about to up air them. But the moment I down aired them, they bounced off the ground, and my teammate immediately came in. He was playing Ike and just boom, knocked them straight off the map. Imagine if I had turned to them after that and said, you knew the strat? You know who I want to do? Like, that's kind of insulting. Like, wow, I didn't think you were smart enough to figure out the level of play I was at. And to be fair, he saw he doesn't beat it in that way. I highly doubt he's insulting Raichi's intelligence here. But at the same time, it do low-key feel like that. They're like, wow, I didn't know you were actually, like, physically capable of perceiving my next level 50 IQ plays like that, Raichi. You're better than I thought you were. Let's see. You actually knew what I was planning? Huh? You saw an opportunity to get the loose ball and took it, right? Plus, the ball pretty much bounced right to you. What else is there? Interesting. So I'm not gonna chop that up to metavision though. I'm just gonna chop that up to decent field observance. Like I don't know. Raichi getting metavision. No. I don't like. I get metavision is going to naturally become more common. It's going to happen. But like, Raichi getting it, bro. You know what? Actually, give it to Raichi. Give it to Yukimaya. Give it to Corona. Give it to everybody else. You know who shouldn't get metavision? Igaguri. Igaguri shouldn't get metavision. Igaguri shouldn't get playtime. If Igaguri plays at all in PXG, because I feel like we're building on that. I feel like Igaguri is going to play during PXG, and that's going to make me literally tear my hair out. But if Igaguri gets metavision, when I tell you, Murata, Yusuke Sensei, Kanashiro Sensei, don't you do it. I'm not gonna make any threats because I'm not a threatening individual. But don't you do it. I swear, because I can feel it. It's shaking down. It's like it's a thought that popped up in the back of my head, and I'm super afraid of it. Do not give that thing metavision. Don't give it metavision. Let's see. Hey, chill out, relax, stop. Corona just like me for real. And again, do I do that? I'm not sure. Like I've noticed, like some of y'all point out words I say a lot in videos, and I never notice it even when I'm editing videos. But like, I wonder, do I actually do? I know I do it a lot in common conversation with my friends. Like I'll go, "Hey, yo, chill out." Like I know I do that often, where I'll just repeat a phrase or repeat a word. But I'm not sure if I do that often in videos. I don't know. But let's see. The two of you see it the same way Raichi did? To me, you moved like you always do and stole the ball. Yeah, same. I don't see the game the way you do. So that positioning is impossible for me. So, okay. Raichi's getting metavision, bro. He's getting metavision, bro. He's getting metavision, bro. He's getting metavision. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But if that isn't like soft confirming he's getting metavision, I don't know what else is. And I think he has to get it this game. Maybe just because I like Corona more, but the fact that Yukimaya and I don't like, obviously Yukimaya, I'm not the biggest fan of him still, but like the fact that Corona and Yukimaya are dumber than Raichi kind of hurts my head. Like I don't know. Maybe just because, but then again, I'm a loud scream. But then again, I'm not that smart. I was about to say, I'm a loud screaming person, and I think I'm half decently intelligent. But no, I'm not really. So like, being completely real, I guess Raichi is just better than me, bro. I guess he's just better. He's smarter, faster, stronger, and he probably is literally all of those things. Like I don't know. Isn't Raichi like 6 foot or something? Like I'm 4'2". I'm not that big. But let's see. I see. Metavision isn't an ability that every player can use. Yeah, so it does require certain mental specs. Can Shido get metavision then? If he can't get metavision, that makes Shido even crazier. If Shido like doesn't get power crept and he actually stays relevant without metavision, that's actually kind of crazy when you really think about it. He's just that good in the penalty box that it always, no matter what, he can just get to the right spot subconsciously. Maybe he has subconscious metavision. We never see any special things in his eyes. No, let me not make that joke. But like, that's interesting. That's interesting. Metavision is an ability that every player can use. It makes sense. It makes sense to take certain mental specs to do so. But in that case, you know what? That makes plays by Corona even more impressive to me. Like he's solely moving by what he thinks, what he has a guess of what could be what Isagi wants. Like he's not seeing the play the way that Kaiser or Raichi or Nico could see it. No, Corona's just like, I'm really, really fast. I can zoom. Okay, he maybe want me here. He may want me here. And he's just like perfectly in those spots in the planetary hotline system. That's super impressive when you really think about it. He's literally just moving by pure speed alone. And like notably, back when I used to play soccer, I was a speed type defender though. Like I was never a striker. My ego was never strong enough. I like to shoot the ball, but I was never that good at it. So I never was a striker. But as a defender, my main thing, since I also didn't read the field or anything like that, my main thing was just get there. Get in front of them. Get the ball away from them. So like, I would say a person was here with the ball, and I was here. My immediate thought process would always just be zoom. But the thing is, I didn't have good stamina. So like, I would always lurk. I would just stand there. So like, usually I played right side defender. Like I was right back. And whenever someone would come charging down the field, I would wait and wait and wait and wait. And once they were like 5 feet in front of me, that's when I would like burst from where I was, get in front of their face and try to take the ball away from them. Or just like engage in like a close quarters dance of like, up, gotta stop you, gotta get in your way, up. There's my teammate. He'll take the ball from you. And it was usually the center back. Like, I'm just like, oh, that's mine. And then give it up. I was only good at like short-term quick plays like that because my stamina was awful. Still is. So I kind of emphasize with Corona where it's just like, I go where the ball is. And I do it as fast as humanly possible. That play style identifies with me so much. And that's never changed. That's also how I am now. And whenever games I play. Like, whenever I play fighters, oh, my opponent is there. Allow me to rush them down. I've always been a rush down kind of guy. I've never been like a slow, patient. Let me play a trapper or a zone or anything like that. Let me think. I don't like to think. Gosh darn it. I like to see the help or deplete. And I like to stop you from doing whatever you want to do and succeed in whatever I want to succeed in. But let's see. In fact, besides me, the only players on this field that can use metavision are probably Kaiser and Nico. Maybe even Lorenzo. I'm shocked he doesn't include Aiku in that. Maybe did he forget the U20 game? Did that slip his mind? I know he power creeped it. Like, notably, I think you drop Metavision Isagi in the U20 game, and the U20 gets blown out. Like, I think, especially with the lefty shot now, in that one scenario with Sei, he takes the shot and he scores. So, like, they would be up. I think the U20 game gets easier with current Isagi. But, like, dude, Aiku also was like that, buddy. Like, he was also on that kind of timing. He's like, you don't forget. Kaiser, Nico, and maybe even Lorenzo. I think Lorenzo also has to be one who has it. He either has to have it or he's on that Corona type beat or on my type beat where it's just like, ball, get ball. And I can kind of see that with Lorenzo's playstyle and mindset. He seems like a rather simple player that's just really good at what he does. But at the same time, the way he be like holding, like the fact that Kaiser has not been able to act realistically at all in this game is a testament to how good Lorenzo is at what he does. Because Kaiser is a metavision user. He should be able to work around Lorenzo, but he just can't because Lorenzo's just that active of a threat. So, I can see it. Let's see. I'm not sure about him, but at most, those three are probably the only ones that have it. That's how rare this ability is. Raichi has a dog, or he has the ability to understand it. Ain't that rare then. But let's see. If I think along those lines, that means Barrow's vision just now is a completely different ability. My metavision grasps the overall flow of the game. My metavision grasps the overall flow of the game and all the information that's circling within it. Since I can use it everywhere on the field, I have the ability to predict the future. Yeah, in a sense. Once again, I do believe it's heavily reliant on understanding the player's specs. Or at least being able to take a guess based on appearances what the player's specs could be. If a player can exceed your specs, or even, heck, even if they like are, if they're too high or too low beneath what you expect them to do, that future you're going to see is faulty, and that could definitely mess up. You could appear in a spot too early or appear in a spot too late based on variances. But let's see. On the other hand, Barrow's Predator Eye is focused on a 1v1 duel with the goalkeeper with the sole purpose of scoring goals. It's a specialized scoring-oriented vision type that only activates in front of them. So maybe Kaiser's cat eyes or viper eyes or whatever, snake eyes, maybe that isn't actually metavision. That's not his metavision eyes. Maybe that's his Predator eye. Because the only time we saw that was I think was his goal against Manshine, right? Where his eyes went, and then he had the 1v1 with the goal. Sure, 6 other defenders, but that's the same thing Barrow did. Barrow had a whole bunch of people in front of him, but he still scored. Just like Kaiser had a whole bunch of people in front of him, but he still scored. So maybe Kaiser has Predator Eye and Metavision, which is what Isagi's going to need to download. He got to get that full tech, but let's see. Even though we're both strikers, depending on how we use our eyes and vision, the information we pick up, analyze, and act on are completely different. Yeah. So that's where, okay. So metavision is better for a team that functions more autonomously, in my opinion, because a team that functions more autonomously benefits from having the ability of one player being able to just drive through the opposition. The perk of metavision is that you get to see the field's future and pretty much work through everyone who's part of that future. Meanwhile, Predator Eye, since it's so narrow-minded and so narrow-focused, it's very easy to get steals off of. That's probably why Barrow was able to be stopped by Isagi twice. He was just able to appear because due to the nature of Predator Eye, it doesn't consider any outside factors. So unless the rest of the team compensates for that, like it does in Uber's case with Barrow, Predator Eye is very limited. But since Barrow has a team that compensates for Predator Eye, it's perfect because the rest of the team is going to handle everything else. The defenders, the opposing team's attackers that are coming back to defend, all that is irrelevant. All that matters to Barrow and any other Predator Eye user is the goalkeeper and where their attention is and what they're focusing on so they can use their goals. So that makes sense. And I see Isagi needing to pick up the ability to just like click on or off between one. Because if he can constantly engage himself, if he can use metavision to get to the point where he can activate Predator Eye and get that 1v1 with the goalkeeper officially, that's when I think it'll be perfect. And I think that's Isagi's next step. So let's see. Wow. Inputting is so much fun. Is it though? Is it really though? I don't know. I don't like inputting that. But let's see. Oh, Isagi, stop spacing out, you moron. The game's about to restart. Uh-oh. Just time to get on and pop it. Right. Plus, on top of that, both teams have 2 different philosophies and playstyles. Uber's plays like one who used Organism with their unity, discipline, and coordination. For now. I don't know. Nico went off script, bro. But let's see. BM plays like a chaotic, fluid, multi-faced organism. Spearheaded by me and Kaiser. Right. And that's something that I think that BM benefits from that Uber's can't due to its lack of multiple strikers. A goal can come from anywhere on BM. It can just happen. Like, it can be Isagi with a right or a left shot, and it can be Kaiser literally anywhere for the most part. They have 2 attacking options, 2 clear ones, the 2-headed organism. But realistically, Isagi's kind of downplaying the rest of his teammates here. Yuki Maya can also very clearly score a goal as long as the setup is right. So that's a 3rd head. Corona, he was number 4. Remember that. It's hard to remember because it's barely mentioned, but he was the 4th guy in 2nd selection. He can probably also score a goal if it really comes down to it. That's another offensive option. Obviously, you got Kunigami, another 5th face of the dragon. So like there are a bunch of different things. I'd say BM is much more of a Hydra type creature where every single head is dangerous, and even if you slice down one, even if you're able to lock off one, like Lorenzo locked off Kaiser, look what happened. Another head grew, respawned or whatever, and immediately attacked anyway. And that's how the game ended up being, with BM being up 1 to Uber 0. So the multi-faced organism is an apropos name. It's an apropos title for BM, but it doesn't capture the full potential of the team since, they got all that juice in them. But let's see. Everyone on the field understands this. That's why, right now, everyone's thinking about their next move, what's risky, how they can make an impact. Both sides are feeling each other out at a super high level. This is what a chess match that occurs within a world-class football game feels like. Right, because now they're all playing super. They're essentially playing super on it, super high tuned in comparison to what they were playing before. Because now every single moment matters even more than before. There are some times in early Blue Lock where plays just happened, but they're like, whatever. Meanwhile, with how overtuned both teams are. Sorry, y'all gotta stay hydrated. But with how overtuned both teams are in terms of what they focus on, every single second counts. Whoever has the ball, super duper important. Whoever's going to get the ball, super duper important. Everything matters at this point, where every single player has input versus before when it seemed a little bit off kilter here. But let's see. Grimm's got the throw in. All right, this is going to be interesting. Are you IQ? This next play, this next goal will be the turning point. The player who manages to tilt the situation in his favor will undoubtedly dominate the English pencil, English, dominate the game as its game changer. Roll credits. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, but let's see. Undoubtedly dominate this game as its game changer. All right. Let's see. Language, young man. Language, Kaiser. You're in my way, Lorenzo. Okay. So this is Kaiser fully admitting that Lorenzo's got him on lock. He's literally got him on lockdown. That's crazy. Kaiser, in my opinion, out of all the strikers we've seen so far, outside of obviously the Masters, of all the U20 strikers, minus Loki, because obviously he's even younger than Kaiser, I'm pretty sure. I think Kaiser's either 18 or 19, but we know Loki's 17. But with that being the case, outside of Loki, out of all the strikers we've seen under 20, Kaiser's been the strongest, the most definitive, better than Shido, better than Baro, better than Chigi. Name any striker we've seen so far. That's not Loki or any of the Masters. I think Kaiser has been the best. Kaiser impact is just too good. A swing speed faster than Noel Noah's is not one to be slept on. Stack that on with metavision, what I now assume is Predator Eye. Stack all that on top of it, and I really think Kaiser's him. I think he is just him. It just be like that when it be like that, especially when it be like that. But Lorenzo's got him on lock. And that's a feat in of itself. That's something that you cannot really expect or really discredit. The fact that Kaiser can't move freely at all just because Lorenzo exists. Whoa, we got a monster and a beast over here, you know what I'm saying? So shout outs to my boy Lorenzo. He really up there. The Lorenzo stocks through the roof right now. Shout out to everyone who invested in Lorenzo stocks early. I still think bro's a little bit ugly though. Ain't kind of weird though. He'd be barking and meowing. If you're into that, you're into that. But still, let's see. He's gotten stronger since I last faced him. So they do have a direct history. They have played against each other before. And it looks like Lorenzo specifically adapted his game to Kaiser, but since Kaiser probably won the last time they interacted. So he's never had a reason to level up his game. Meanwhile, Lorenzo's leveled. Oh, okay, I like that. That's another game I want to see. I want Kaiser backstory. Give me Kaiser backstory. Let's see. Because of him, I can't move freely the way I want to. Right now, it's obvious that Yoichi has a much easier time moving around. For me to score. Yeah. Because just because Ubers has considered Yoichi an ace as well, they only have one Lorenzo. Lorenzo is essentially what's a video game compare? I always go to video games. But Lorenzo is a one and done. You can't stack more. He is the legendary. In in Pokemon tournaments, I'm pretty sure. Well, you have 2 restricted legendaries, I'm pretty sure. Once you're in the unrestricted format. Oh, well, actually, no, we can just go with this. Kaiser is the one Mega Evolution. You can only Mega Evolve one Pokemon. I mean, unless you consider Primal Version. But regardless, you can only Mega Evolve one Pokemon. And Lorenzo is that Mega Evolve Pokemon. You can only use the Mega Stone on him. He's the only one with the Mega Stone. And that's the thing. With the Isagi having other people to defend him, like Nico, like Aiku, they ain't Lorenzo, though. So he's going to be allowed to move a whole lot easier. In comparison to Kaiser, who's currently needing to fight the Mega Lucario pre-nerf. So, obviously, Kaiser's in a lot of trouble. But let's see. What should we do, Kaiser? Lorenzo's so annoying. That monster. No. At this rate, the trash Yoichi's going to score. Ness, my favorite meat muncher. I have a whole video. I drew that weeks ago. I still need to make that Ness video. I love Ness. I don't know why. I have no idea. I do have an idea. That's why I'm going to make a video on it. But still, I know people are going to be like, and you dislike Rayo, but you like Ness? Yes. I never said I wasn't a hypocrite. Never said I wasn't a hypocrite. Like currently a big thing that's been possessing me and like taking over my life. Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom. And I'll admit, someone was like, why do you like that game so much? It has all the same issues to complain about a bunch of other games and sequels. It reuses a bunch of assets, reuses the same map. The main character models barely changed. The combat's exactly the same. The traversal's pretty much exactly the same with some minor additions. Like it is literally just a reskin. Like why do you like it so much? And you don't like other games of that ilk. And I literally looked at him dead in the face and was like, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. I like this case. I don't like this case. I'm sorry. So I like Ness. Don't like Rayo. But let's see. Shut up. You're the one who's trash. Oh, that's true. That's true. Like Ness is kind of garbage. I ain't even gonna lie. Ness is kind of booty me. But let's see. Don't let your stupid emotions get in the way in that tiny brain of yours. Yo, I'm not letting another fool. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but my homies, we talk smack. We talk something insane. Especially, heaven forbid, we're playing any sort of contest, game, physical game or video game. Like when I play basketball with my friends, some things we say to each other, they are very much diabolical. Heavens forbid, we are in the same room playing Smash or Fighters. It gets even more vitriolic. Because usually, like, some of the physical stuff can happen in the basketball game. That's kind of like part of the amped negativity and like bias. It's still like fun amongst friends, but we get a little bit toxic. But in a video game, we get omega toxic. And but even then, we understand like, it's all jokes. It's all jokes when it really comes down to it. So we never get like nettled. But you cannot be another full-grown man talking to me like this. Like, Ness, I cannot let that slide, bro. He really said, he called your emotions stupid, called your brain tiny. Wow. He said, I'm not, bro, just move like we practice. I'm not asking for your creativity. Bro said, don't think. You are useless when you think. You are so... Never, bro. I'm just not getting spoken to like that. It could not be me. And believe, for me, nothing is impossible. Okay. But Kaiser's still heat though, so Ness couldn't be me, but let it be you, bro. Because it looks like Kaiser's finally he's gonna wake up. He's gonna go up. Look at the faith in Ness's eyes. Oh, he loves his daddy, Kaiser. But interesting. We're finally gonna see Kaiser try a little bit. Intriguing. I wonder if we're gonna see him sweat this game though. I'm still not sure. I still don't think we'll see him sweat properly until he faces Loki. I think that's the matchup we're building to within PXG. I don't think we're going to see Kaiser truly like be pushed to his limits. Because like, look, Ness is already sweating, but Kaiser, despite admitting that, oh yeah, Lorenzo, you're getting in the way, oh, you're being so annoying, he still doesn't have a sweat drop on him. He's still not trying. But now it seems like he's gonna pull out a little bit of that juice. So let's see. Grim with the throw in. Okay. Ness. All right. Now the game really starts. It is 1-1. How one reacts to Kaiser and Ness's combo plays will determine who scores the next goal. Huh? Is that you, my boy? Have you come out the clutch? Huh? Kunigami Rensuke? With the tech? Don't forget about this, Dark Horse. All right. I forgot he was on the field. I mentioned him earlier as one of the many faces of BM, but yeah, he is here. All right, don't forget about this Dark Horse. What the? Kunigami? This guy went and Isagi's caught off guard. So Kunigami was not in the metavision predictions. Wow. That is interesting. Is he just going to go wild? It's chaos right from the start. Uh-oh. He got the smoky eye. There's Aiku right. Oh, it's going to get crazy. To be continued in chapter 219, Dynamism. With Kunigami stealing the ball from Ness, the situation of the field instantly shifts. As Kunigami charges towards the goal, everyone scrambles to stay one step ahead in this high-level battle of wits. All right. So, W chapter. Now why? Why is this a W chapter? Pencil, you keep saying everything's a W chapter, but why is this one in particular a W chapter? And that's what I'm here to tell you right now. The reason this is a W chapter is one, even if I think Isagi snitching on Metavision is a little bit short-sighted on his part for a man who can see the future, I still like the conversation between Nico and Isagi talking about Metavision. I really like that. These are two characters who have been consistently paralleled. Nico is just Isagi -1, like literally -1 year and -1 in a bunch of stats. Or no, I think Isagi's 17, Ren is 16, and Nico's 15, so -2 years. So Nico is essentially the proto Isagi. So seeing Isagi give Nico new tech, get that free DLC, I like it. Obviously, Nico posing up fantastic in this chapter. The hints of Aiku getting Metavision, there you. I see. I see what you planting there. I like that. I like the idea. Even if I'm a little bit mixed on the idea of Raichi getting Metavision, the establishment of the different levels of soccer IQ or just general IQ to require Metavision and gatekeeping it to kind of just allow us to know, yeah, don't worry, a lot of people are getting Metavision right now, but that doesn't mean it's available to everybody. I think that soft denial of universal Metavision is good. I think that's kind of needed for balancing purposes within the verse. I know it sounds weird talking about like balancing in a soccer manga, but it is there. I like that a lot. I like the breakdown between Metavision and Predator Eye and sort of hinting that Isagi is going to download Predator Eye into his DLC kit. I like that a lot. And I like the whole level up of the game, really showing the field and just getting the hint that Kaiser's really about to start flexing a little bit. I like that a lot. And obviously Kunigami coming in, did not expect that, because I low-key forgot bro was here, but nah, he's about the life, he's about that business, and I'm happy to see what he does. So I don't think he's going to succeed. Kunigami, I don't think we're going to see Kunigami really pop off until PXG. Being completely real with you. I think that's when we're finally going to see him like actually do something of relevance. Because upwards of this point, he's kind of just been a goal poacher, but that's fine. That's fine. It's fitting the role as he calls himself, the dark horse. So I'm very interested to see what Kunigami cooks. However, overall, this was in fact a W chapter. But that's what I think. Please what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure the notifications to miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon below, each one as low as $1, kind of more down month. You get exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, I'm becoming a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now, thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Nico the Pencil, writing off.